You are live with Dr. Chapa. Good day. Hi. How are you today, folks? I am so excited to be tuned in with you yet again on a great Monday night with the Chapa. Yes, right. Hey, you are live with me. And if you got questions, if you got comments, if you got concerns, if you got computations, I'm here to help you navigate your health journey onward, upward, goodward, and Godward. So, first and foremost, I want to say thank you for tuning into the show, sharing the show. It means the world to me. I'm working on getting this information out to the people so that they can live their best life, so that you can live your best life, so that we can live our best life. Share life together is so important. And tonight, I got a treat for you. This is one of my favorite topics. I've been talking about it for weeks, been talking about it for years. The gut. The gut is the root of it all. And we're going to go into how the gut influences the depths of your metabolism here in just a little bit. So if you're overweight, I got a plan for you. Just stay tuned. If you are struggling in your health, like you have health conditions, autoimmune conditions, big C word conditions, stay tuned. We're going to talk about how you can start reprogramming your body's chemistry to get things underway and moving in a direction that is healthy, that is alive and vibrant, and all things that you need to know so that you feel your best, live your best, perform your best day in and day out. So guys, this is such an important discussion every week when I get on this call that you tune in, because your life, your family's life, your kids' life depends on the health of your gut lining. It all starts in the gut. So I decided that we would just talk a little bit again about the ecosystem that we are. The gut microbiome contains over 100 trillion organisms. That is a lot of organisms. And so I want you to recognize that if you take care of this ecosystem, you're going to see a shift in how your body performs in ways that you can't even calculate, that I can't even calculate, because everything hinges on the health of the ecosystem. It's not just where we digest food, it's where we absorb life. Do you realize how powerful that statement is? When the gut is compromised, every other system pays a price. Your immune system pays a price. Your metabolism pays a price. Your hormones pay a price. And even your nervous system and brain health. I had patients this week come in. I am genuinely concerned that my brain, like my mom, like my dad, like my in-laws, like my aunts and uncles are suffering with, I'm going to suffer with. And the reality, guys, is dementia is type 3 diabetes. It is a blood sugar problem. It's mismanaged energy over the course of your life. You didn't detox the channels, and your body paid a price. And this is how it showed up. Now, if you have genes that say brain deposits where the toxins can't get out of the body or deposited into the brain, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be more prone to things like dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, any neural development issue. But it shows up in brain fog. It shows up in, I can't, get my thoughts together, the storm in my mind, and I'm overwhelmed and my body's not functioning like it's supposed to. That's how people feel in their mind. I hear this story day in and day out, and the concerns are real. But when the gut heals, okay, the entire body follows. And that is great news. And I'm excited to share that with you, because if you listen to one thing, this slide alone, you take care of the gut lining, you take care of your health. This is how you do it, just like that song says. So we are an ecosystem beyond measure. And if you take care of it, the gut will take care of you. So let's go forward. What else does the gut participate in? Well, 70 to 80% of your immune system lives in your gut. I know. You think you've seen this slide before, but I have to remind you, because the immune system of the gut impacts everything in your health. If you're trying to juggle, how many things can you juggle if you were literally throwing up Kleenexes or balls or Frisbees or bowling pins or whatever that you think you can juggle? How many can you juggle until you drop them? The same goes with the gut. Well, the problem is the body cannot juggle much if it is focused in 80% of its immune activity, being stressed out, burned out at the gut level. Had a patient in the foot bath yesterday. She came in. She's about to go out of town. This is a second foot bath this week because she knows she's going to do some things this weekend that she shouldn't do, but she's going to get prepared as much as possible to go and do it. And I know, that's called retoxing. You know what I mean? When you detox, in order to go retox, guess who's going to be back in the office next week? Detoxing. She's genius to leverage the technology and the tools, but the price has to be paid. The rent is due. This is why this is so important. So I just let this be encouraging that you've got to take the bull by the horn. So if you're drinking, if you're eating sugar, if you're eating junk food, processed food, out to eat food, guess what? Vacation foods are going to cost you. And that's why people gain 7 to 10 pounds on a vacation. Not just fat, guys. It's just water weight, but it's toxins. It's not fat. It's toxins. The fat cells just swell up 7 times the size of normal because you put so many toxins in so fast, the body's like, I don't know how to juggle this. So it has built-in mechanisms. It compromises your immune system. One soda, one cookie paralyzes your immune system for up to 8 hours. So fix the gut, impact your health, and you watch your immune system will perform well. Had another patient come in yesterday, testimony, strong gut, they knock out infections in 6 hours, 10 hours tops. So they don't miss days of work because they can sleep it off. Isn't that good news? That's what we want, right? That's what I want. And that's what I hope that you want. And so the immune system fixes everything, but you've got to get the immune system right in the digestive tract. So fix the gut and impact every axis of health in the metabolism, the hormones, the brain, everywhere in your body, and you will thrive. Okay. So now let's talk about tonight. Okay. So we are talking about the gut-liver axis. So I started this little series on the gut-brain axis, the power of the gut, the root is in the gut. And I really want to just take this moment to go, okay, so why are we talking about gut-liver axis? I've never heard of that. And the truth is, most people have it. A little side note, whenever you're on a call, a conference call, I got some Mineral Force here, got a little adaptogen here. And I forgot to take them before I started my show, but I always start an acetyl-CH or a ribonucleic acid. Powerful ways to activate your brain and keep your cortisol under control. And so as I'm doing this show, I'm going to show you how I live. Taste of a new generation. Minerals drive every function of the body, truly. You can't function without vitamins and minerals and essential fats. These are critical and key to keep the body cool. The adrenals, who's not stressed today? You know, I heard a patient come in this week and she said, literally, her doctor goes, she said to her doctor, I have chronic fatigue. And the doctor says every patient every day. And the truth is he's right. Everybody's fatigued. Everybody's energy depleted. Everybody's burned out. And if you take care of your adrenal glands, dude, this is my bread and butter, man. This is how I thrive every day. Acetyl-CH. This has got heparazine A in it. This has got acetyl L-carnitine, alpha GPC. This is all brain-derived neurotrophic factor, vitamins, nutrients, support for the brain. And, you know, why not? And so why not throw that in right here before we jump in to the liver, because I want my quarterback kicking butt and taking names. And you go, well, that's going to take like 30 minutes. You'll be done with the show by then. Probably. But no. I put so much of this stuff into the system that my body even feels the frequency of those products. And the body goes, I know exactly where I can pull resources and nutrients. So just be encouraged that's how fast and furious your body is working to protect you and build you. Now, but let's talk about the gut-liver axis. I mean, who really is talking about gut-brain axis and beyond, right? I'm talking about the beyond. This is huge. This is breakthrough for you. And I'm going to have a guest coming on in a few weeks, and I believe you're going to be blown away by what we talk about. But let's talk about it. The liver is your primary detox organ system, okay? So when your detox systems are working like they're supposed to, you are activating life. You are supporting life. You are getting your body to do things that it should be doing on its own, but doing it even better. And if you aren't detoxing in the 21st century, if you're not taking care of your liver, I can tell you with absolute assuredly, confidence that you are suffering and missing the mark on health, vitality, and well-being. So if you're not detoxing 42 days a year with me, with my Detox in a Box protocol, that you can go to drchapawellness.com and purchase, take the course, go through the process, and guess what? Oh, your life will be forever different. It's 3 months worth of work in 21 days. I mean, sorry for a selfish plug, but you got to get tapped into this, folks. Whatever is absorbed from the intestines goes straight to the liver through the portal vein and is processed as metabolites, organic acids, excrement, excess waste and debris, and your liver has to process that stuff out. If the gut is leaking toxins, producing inflammatory byproducts, the liver has to handle the extra load, or it's stored in your brain, fat cells, and joints. Well, now we know why we are overweight as a population. We're toxic. We're not fat. We're toxic. We need to detox. Why our brains aren't working, and why we can't remember why we walked into a room, and why our joints hurt, which I like to call arthritis. Wait a second. Arthrongus, because there's nothing rightus about it. And that's the truth. If you have joint pain, finger pain, wrist pain, elbow pain, knee pain, hip pain, back pain, every which way to pain, guess what? You're toxic. And I'm telling you, yeah, you might go, I dropped a hammer on my toe. Well, okay, fine. You got a little trauma there. But here's the deal. If your liver's strong, those metabolites that get spun off while your body's down there healing that big toe won't get stuck down there, and you won't get bunions. You won't get little osteophytes. You won't get buildup in the synovial capsules, and those joints will heal, repair, recover, and perform like they're supposed to. So once again, we're back to it, the gut-liver axis. So the gut-liver connection, the gut microbiome is also signaling to your digestive liver system. And so if the gut, again, is leaking, it will cause your body to malfunction or become more inflamed. And so the modern toxins that we see in today's world is essentially not just alcoholic-based liver problems. Okay, so when we look at the overloaded toxic burden from phthalates and forever chemicals and plastics and pesticides, all cause the toxic burden levels on our bodies to rise. So you do not have to have alcohol to disrupt and cause your liver to be impaired. And if the liver is impaired, 1,600 pathways are being impacted. So when your detox pathways are overwhelmed, it causes your metabolism to crash. And I'm going to show you that in just a second. It dulls your energy. I'm going to show you that in just a second. It clouds your clarity because, again, where does the body store the toxins? Fat cells, brain tissue, and joints. So again, you do not have to have fatty liver from alcohol. You can get it from too much fruit. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? You can get it from too many carbohydrates. You can get it from all these other external sources, from lotions and potions and stuff that we're putting on our body. And you're disrupting the gut you're disrupting the epithelial tissue of your skin. You're disrupting the liver's ability to keep up with the load. And the microbiome signaling now is all about survival and putting out fires instead of digestion and repair and recovery and assimilation of healthy B vitamins and healthy, neurotransmitters, because the gut and the liver work together to digest and build life, not just detox you. So this is so important that you get this message, because when you get the gut-liver axis working like it's supposed to, you will see that these toxins that we're exposed to day in and day out are less harmful to you as a whole. So that is encouraging as we're going through this process. So again, I could walk into a room and say, "Hi, Mrs. Liver, it's good to see you today." Or, "Oh, you brought little liver in with you today. Everybody's a liver case. Well, did you tell Mr. Liver to come in as well? And that you're all going to do a detox together as a family and take care of your liver?" Because the liver is the giver, guys. If you pull out 2/3 of the liver, it will regrow. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's a powerful system. It's very efficient. I love this picture because it kind of demonstrates the size. It's huge. It's massive. It's mammoth. And it's here to take care of us and make sure that we're performing well. Okay, so now let's look at the gut, right? So in the liver processes, again, environmental contaminants, hormones get disrupted. Fertility causes or increases when you have too many toxic burdens because you have cell signaling problems. So if you're somebody that has been infertile trying to get pregnant, it is possible that you're still holding on to toxins that you can't get rid of. And so we see the liver's impact on expansion, what I call vitality. And so it isn't just about brain function or overweight or diabetes. It's also about impacting the next generation. Who wants, put it in the comments below, to see the next generation be healthy, strong, and vibrant? I'm going to tell you a story. My dad always called me a generation jumper. He said, Aaron, I want you to go and do better things than I was able to do. And I want you to be a generation jumper. That means take the gifts that he's given to me, whether good or bad or indifferent, like, he did the best he could, and expand. Don't settle for what just I've given you. Go beyond. So I'm going to call you, go beyond. This is awesome. And I really am excited for you. Okay. So be strong in this. The gut metabolism axis. Okay. So this is where the liver now impacts, okay? The liver impacts your metabolism. And so when your body backs up into these secondary exit strategies, you will see the gut microbiome start to influence how the liver processes the world around it, and how the liver then signals to the thyroid and says, metabolism, slow down. Because if the thyroid is continuing to run at full capacity, what's going to happen is the bowels and the liver can't keep up if they're already backlogged and slow. So the gut microbiome influences the liver's ability to help you produce B vitamins and energy. And so we send a signal to the thyroid. So if you got thyroid problems, you're going to see a complete fail in how your body is managing weight, managing energy, activating mitochondria to produce better cellular ATP. That's adenosine triphosphate, a cellular currency. If you want money to buy goods, your cells want money to produce goods. And that goods is the ATP cycle. And that's through the Krebs cycle, the energy pathways, the energy pumps, the mitochondria. If they're healthy and strong, they have good water, they have good oxygen, they got good B vitamins, they get these enzymes, and boom, shakalaka. But if your body is distracted trying to take care of toxicity, then the liver signals the thyroid and says, bro, slow the heck down. I can't keep up with the workload here. And so this is how you start seeing obesity. This is how you start seeing diabetes. This is how you start seeing chronic fatigue. This is how you start seeing the thyroid, all related back to the gut. So the healthier the gut, the healthier the liver. The healthier the gut, healthier the liver, healthier the thyroid, healthier you, the metabolism. Isn't that cool? I mean, I get excited about that because I don't think people realize how easy it is to see when you paint the picture this way. And it makes you go, you know what? Even small dietary shifts will make a shift in your microbiome inside of 3 days. You take a bad food out of your diet, in 3 days, it's better. Okay. So be encouraged because food is medicine. We know that the gut microbiome is key, fed by the doctor of the future, providing food as medicine and medicine as food. We don't want to see any more obesity, type 2 diabetes, chronic fatigue, mitochondrial dysfunction in our society. We already see it enough, and we don't see it getting better. People are more medicated than ever. And again, small dietary shifts impact you wonderfully well. I saw it. In my picture, if you see it there, I'm like, oh no, I'm taunting y'all with powdered sugar, fruit, and a croissant. That isn't very nice of me. I'm gonna have to change that picture for next time. Because the reality is again, you put powdered sugar on your fruit, I mean, you're defeating the purpose. So my apologies for giving you a bad picture, telling you to stay off of sugar. Go to the bottom right, the sizzle in the onions and the steak and maybe some of the vegetables there instead of the fruit dish. But it's crazy. But I do want you to understand, you can influence the health of your body in 3 days, but you've got to get these toxic burdens off your system ASAP. So let's talk a little bit about the toxic burden factor. Okay, so toxins don't just stay in your gut; they circulate throughout the body. Quiet. Hey, Milo, stop. Toxins don't just stay in your gut; they circulate throughout your body. They inflame your brain. They disrupt your nervous system. They cause headaches, fatigue, and brain fog. Man, I have seen patients suffering and struggling with headaches, fatigue, and brain fog from bad food choices all too often. And it is within 72 hours of me looking at a food log correlated to their symptoms, I help them see how they are causing their own suffering. So sad. And I have had these migraines before. I have had these headaches before. The debilitating kind that leave you trapped in your bedroom in the dark and the family's enjoying movies and singing and song and you can't even see because your eyes are being pulled out of your head by a headache. Are you kidding me? This is nuts. The only way that migraine continues is to leave the toxins there. If you pull the toxins out, you will thrive and you will get better. They inflame your brain. They cause your body to continue through hard work in that liver, and that liver then sends signals to the thyroid to say, slow down, the gut can't keep up, and the metabolism of the whole system begins to crash. Well, you can tolerate that for a few days. You cannot tolerate that for a week or a month because now you're missing work. Now you're unproductive. Now you're just not enjoying life. So key offenders that we really look for are the 4 deadly food additives. High fructose corn syrup, number one, first and foremost, highly processed chemical compound that is not real food. It's a chemical. It's not even real, but it will cause so much disruption to your brain. So you got to look at spices. You got to look at processed ingredients, box food. You got to look at anything with a label. High fructose corn syrup oftentimes is there. Yes, even your salad dressings. It's everywhere. Look at MSG, monosodium glutamate, a very well-known brain disruptor, but it's an inflammatory fire. It's a kerosene on the fire. It blows up in your face. So we have to create a space where we're getting these things out of our body because they're coming in everywhere. If you go out to eat, you're getting exposed to MSG. You go out to eat, you're getting exposed to processed seed oils. That is driving our inflammatory burden higher. I do these tests in the office and I see the mitochondria dysfunctioned, but it's because of toxic burdens and it's because of these processed seed oils. When you have these processed seed oils in your body, they're in your dressings, they're in your spices, they are out to eat, they're everywhere. Okay, I promise you, they're everywhere. They can clog up your liver for up to 6 months. And when your liver can't keep up, what's it doing to the thyroid? Slowing it down, right? What's it doing to your gut? Irritating the gut. So now you're disrupting the microbiome's ability to make B vitamins or make neurotransmitters. And this is a problem. And of course, the fourth one is artificial sugars. So look, guys, my mentor taught me, and forgive me, I can't cure stupid. So I'm going to have to educate people so they stop claiming ignorance, and then they have to make a decision. I had this patient come in this week, and I'm so proud of him because he said, I came to grips that I could either make choices or I could just flat out decide. He decided, he drew a line in the sand, and he says he's not going to put sugar in his diet anymore. He's not going to drink alcohol anymore. And you know what? It changed his life. I tell people that when you get rid of the 4 deadly food additives and when you get rid of the 4 inflammatory foods out of your diet, you just decide, stab the ground, stake in the ground rather, you will be healthier. I promise. I promise. You can't not get healthier if you stop putting garbage in. Right? So this garbage in, garbage out philosophy still applies to our body today. So here's the deal. If you're putting artificial sugars into your diet, the blue stuff, yellow stuff, pink stuff, you're asking for brain trouble. You're asking for compounding issues with blood sugar management, adrenal dysfunction, liver toxicity, thyroid issues. I cannot tell you enough how important it is to understand these are not your friend. I know, 0 calorie. I get it. I know why people do it, but the problem is it causes more harm than good. So what are some choices to use? I use just sparkling water. If I'm at a restaurant, I use sparkling water and bitters. If I'm at home, I use my Hydrate from Make Wellness. I use my Ultima as an electrolyte drink. I use my peptides and I put them in my sparkling drink and make a little mocktail. It's fun. It tastes good. And that is a good, easy way to leverage like sparkling water if you need that carbonation or want that carbonation for a treat with some added benefits, because now the sparkling water creates a little bit of digestive disruption, but then you're putting in the peptides and it gets absorbed all the better. Isn't that cool? So a little quick hack for you. So get these 4 deadly food additives out of your diet, okay? So when we look at the 4 inflammatory foods, wheat, dairy, corn, soy, were they at the top of your list? Because they should be. Wheat, loaded with glyphosates. Had a pastor go to Mexico. Had another pastor go to Africa. I can eat in Africa, they said. I can eat in Mexico, they said. I come back to the States and I'm inflamed. What's going on? Why am I bloated? Why am I having joint pain? Why am I having headaches? Why is my body blood pressure going up? Glyphosates. It is this process of putting chemicals all over the soil, all over the grasses, all over the plants. Then the cows even are eating these Roundup ready plants, and they are becoming more and more contaminated. So I don't care if you're even carnivore. I don't care if you're keto. You still better be detoxing in the 21st century. I'm telling you, this is revolutionary for your gut-liver axis to function and your metabolism, gut microbiome axis to blend together to create the best version of you possible. This is exciting stuff. So the wheat is a problem, okay? Dairy is a problem because it's homogenized, pasteurized. They are pumping steroids and other hormones into our animals to help them produce extra amounts of milk per day so they could keep up with the demand at the store because everybody's putting it in still. I'm telling you, the stuff that we're eating today, milk, cheese, yogurt, sour cream, ice cream, whey protein, creamer in your coffee is not what we were designed to consume if we're going to eat dairy. Yeah, I would recommend eat raw. If you're going to do it, raw milk. I can't even believe I'm saying it. But the reality is if you're going to do it, go find a natural farm where you can get access to real raw milk products, cheese products, and you will do better than if you were to eat the stuff from the store. Okay, so in my humble opinion, there's no species on the planet that consumes dairy post mom's breast milk, and you don't need it. You do not need it. There's no nutrients there that you can't get elsewhere that are more designed for you. Remember, milk is designed for a calf to turn into a 1,000-pound beast. All right, it is the proteins aren't the same, and so I would recommend heavily to find a better protein option to build yourself up and to stabilize yourself. Today, so many acne cases, rashes, allergies, tonsillitis, adenoid removals, all because they won't get off the milk. Seriously, get out of it. Soy and corn always compete for number 3, but it's, which one's going to be mostly genetically modified at the highest. So corn typically is number 1. Soy, though, is also there too. So it's hard to know which one is more because right now in North America, we are almost at 100%, if not 100% GMO in the soy and corn department. We are subsidizing farmers to make corn, build corn, but it isn't, again, what we had in the natural elements. And corn is really for birds. It's not even a vegetable. Do you realize it grows on a stalk. It is a grain. It is for famine, not for feast. We live in feast land. I know some of us, you might say otherwise, and I do agree with you and understand, but what I'm getting at is you're not broke under a bridge living off of bread, right? We live in an opportunity land here in America where we have access to calorie-rich food still. And so we're not living in like Joseph's day in Egypt, where he was gathering up grain to save the Egyptians for 7 years and the whole, Israelite camp and everybody else that was associated in that time, right? So very fascinating kind of thought process. Soy, rapeseed oil, canola oil, these are the things that people are consuming, and these are also genetically engineered. This process of genetically engineering, I really want you to understand, they're changing the DNA. So these are not even foods. Nothing that I have mentioned today in the 4 deadly food additives, the 4 inflammatory foods, really should be even classified in the food category anymore because they're so adulterated, chemically altered, processed, and the like. They are all contributing, however, to this toxic burden, which is why you need to do a 21-day detox. So toxins don't just sit in the gut, guys. They circulate and inflame the body. They cause our bodies to malfunction. If you have headaches, fatigue, brain fog, learning difficulties, you have toxins stored up in the brain, and they're disrupting how the brain is communicating to the body, and vice versa, the body is communicating to the brain. So if you have impaired focus, you can't remember why you walked into a room, or you can't stay alert for 30 minutes on this class. That means that you're not dialed in to synaptic activity at the level that you should. This should be very interesting to you, because this could change your well-being, your family, and your life. Okay, so this is life-changing information. Your memory. Who wants a good memory? So many people say, "Oh, I can't remember stuff," and the reality is the great Jim Quick said, "No one has a bad brain. It's just underdeveloped." Your brain wants two things. It wants stimulation and it wants fuel. If the dude don't move, the dude don't groove. So the more active you are, especially if you're doing unilateral activities, one-handed activities or one-legged activities, both sides of the body stimulation, you start to see your nervous system do really well. And then it gives you bandwidth to actually have some cheap foods and not completely blow up. And in activating the memory, it's just practice. Practice memorizing scripture, practice memorizing poems. These are great, easy exercises. Sudoku games, card games that challenge your mind to think a little. Strategy games are all good for our brain. Critical thinking. The hardest thing to do in life, guys, is to think. And that's why so few people do it. Didn't mean to insult anybody. But reoccurring infections, if you have toxic burdens overloaded and you're getting sick all the time, and you are being told you need to take your kids' adenoids out, tonsils out, they're getting chronic infections and they're going to have to root the sinuses. Guys, tubes in the ears, guys, come on. That's old news. We can fix that quick, fast, in a hurry. But yes, you're going to have to make some lifestyle changes. Okay. So don't feel bad about it. Just know that it's the reset that we need. Okay. So the reset that we need is important, and we have to embrace it. These are practical, things to do. Intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is a great tool. If you literally just start your day at 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and you eat inside the 10 to 6 window, and you fast from 6 p.m. to 10 the next day, you've created an essential arena of autophagy and opportunity for your body to detox and keep up and get great growth hormone output during the night. Because if you put a big old meal in your belly at 10 a.m. or 10 p.m., if you put a big old sugar carb in your belly at 8 p.m. and put the kids to bed, you're not going to sleep good. I promise. Your sugars are going to be all kind of cattywampus. Your liver is going to be processing detox from the day plus digestion at the same time. Can't do it. The body then signals up to the thyroid, like I mentioned earlier, and slows the system down, and you don't get near the work that you could have gotten out. So one of the things I will tell you too, there's a big debate on if we should eat in the morning, intermittent fast from like 8 to 4, you know what I mean, and do like a morning feeding as opposed to an evening feeding. I let people do the 10 to 6 or 12 to 6 type games more often than not, because most people feel better in the morning and they can make it to 12, but they also still have metabolic dysfunction. So I'm just buying time in a cycle where they're already good. And so if you don't like breakfast, who cares? Skip it. But here's the reality. Eating like a king or queen for breakfast has always been the go-to. Your stomach is most active between 7 and 9 in the morning. And so you want your largest meal of the day. You're designed to have your largest meal of the day in the morning. And so I have begun switching some of my advanced patients, once I get them through the intermittent fast, down to breakfast 4 p.m. and see how their body performs like that. That's another way to do the same type of fasting. And this is great. And so here we go. The detox pathways need to be open. So if you're doing my gallbladder flushes, my detox in a box program, if you flush the bowels regularly, you're going to maximize the health and well-being of your life. These tools, these are courses that I have. These are programs that I build. These are easy 5-day, 7-day, 10-day, 21-day protocols that we can incorporate into practically resetting your life day in and day out. So I just want to encourage you to stay in the process. And just always, guys, I want to bring you to awareness that if you are, using antibiotics, I would not, ever want you to use them, okay? Because they're not serving you in any way, shape, and form. Let me see what's going on here. Why is that happening? Of course. People are calling saying, I need help. So anyway, the bat phone was ringing. So I don't even think using antibiotics will ever help you, serve you in any way, shape, and form. I want to see you recover. I want to see your body perform. And I'm going to teach you, when in doubt, Congaplex it out. Okay. So much better way to support your immune system. So Thymex to clear up the sinuses, INF Fighter, Kid Cold to clean up your head. These are things that I travel with, and I want you to travel with too. I want them in your cupboard. I think every medicine chest should have them, and I'll teach you how to use them. Okay. Detox. If you're not detoxing in the 21st century, please go to drchapawellness.com. Get my detox in a box. You won't regret it. Your life will be forever changed. You'll feel 20 years younger. You'll perform astronomically better, more creative in all things. And then, of course, guys, faith. Stay tapped in, dialed in. When we focus on things other than Jesus, we are giving energy to the wrong king. Focus on the King of Kings, Lord Jesus. Help me. I will not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, I will pray and pray without ceasing and give you glory. And I will have joy. Joy is down in my heart. So look, this is a spiritual journey, health and wellness. And I get excited about talking about this stuff. So I can just keep talking and I get excited. But just know that if you don't have Jesus, you're missing the best vitamin I got, vitamin J. He gives us vitamin A, abundance. And if you stay in vitamin G, gratitude, you'll have the trifecta of joy, Jesus on you. So I am so excited to be with you guys. You cannot outsource your health. So take the bull by the horns, educate yourself, equip yourself, take small steps moving forward, get enrolled in my protocols and programs. Your lifestyle impacts who you're going to be in the next 5 years, 10 years. And so let's start detoxing together. When you heal the gut, you heal the liver. When you heal the gut, you strengthen the liver and you empower your thyroid. The body will follow and get in alignment and you will thrive. So I implore you to follow me, share me, comment with me, stay with me as I teach you how to live better, be better, and stay better day in and day out. And as always, guys, I love you. I'm praying for you. I'm excited for you. And remember, Jesus is Lord. Jesus on you. You got this. And remember, Dr. Chapa loves you.